Hey there, this is Derek. We're on day 12 of the 21-day bestselling author platform. Today we're going to talk about getting influencers to share your book for you. I did mention earlier that this isn't something I do or recommend. A lot of first-time authors think I just need the influencers to share to their platform and then, I'll get famous and rich. And the thing is, you really need to focus on what's in it for them. And most influencers aren't going to take the time to vet your product to share it with their platform. They have to be conscious of, what's good for their audience and maintaining their reputation. So asking them to share a book is really asking them to read a book and consider it and decide whether or not it's good enough to share, which most people are just going to say, no, I don't have time for that. If you want to do the influencer thing, here are some tips that might help. First, you got to do your research and figure out who are the influencers. This is something that's useful to do anyway. So Google all of your search terms and see what websites show up. See who's talking about related things or reviewing books in your genre. Just kind of be aware of the other authors in your genre who are promoting books that are kind of similar to yours. You should be making those kind of friends anyway. You've got kind of a two-tier system of your peers who are also trying to market similar things, and your readers who are looking for similar things but they enjoy consuming the content. You want to try to follow and support them, which means follow them on social media, share their stuff, interact with them, even like a small thumbs up or heart emoji, like, I love this. Everybody's trying to promote their stuff on social media, and engagement makes a difference. So if you're just doing a very small, simple thing of liking or sharing their content, that's one way for you to get noticed in a positive way. You kind of want to show up on their radar and have them feel nice feelings about you with a little bit of name recognition, so that if you finally email them and ask for something, which I still don't think you should really do, then you can then they know who you are. You're not just emailing some stranger. You've been interacting for a while. They kind of have a sense of who you are. Now you can try to make an ask. Even when you do that, you want to try to make a very personalized ask. Make sure you know what they're all about, things that they're talking about or promoting recently on their blog, and focus on what's in it for them. How is this going to benefit them? What are you doing that's going to help them? Which is tricky, but if you think about it, you can probably put something together that, they will share it because you're saying nice things about them, not because they're saying nice things about you. That's kind of the way that it works. You also want to try to follow up. I personally, I ignore most emails, but if people follow up with me enough times, then I might actually read the email and see if this is something I want to share. Even so, if it's more than 1 or 2 minutes of my time, I'm not really going to invest any time on it unless, I know who they are and they're a friend of mine, then I'll spend time on it. So that's kind of the advantage of focusing on building the relationship first by providing value, not just reaching out to people and making an ask. It can also work pretty well. If you reach out to enough people, you'll get some people on board. But I also just don't think that kind of influencer marketing really works. And you could also try stuff like, paying TikToker, someone on TikTok who reviews books to your platform. Sometimes you could reach out and say, I'll give you $100 to review my book. Sometimes that works, but I wouldn't necessarily focus on influencer marketing. That's kind of similar to advertising, except you don't have any control. It's like you're just spending money and maybe it'll work, but you're not really sure. There's one last trick that I think is pretty clever inside of my 21-day bestselling author course, which is you find all influencers by their email and then you target an advertising campaign to show your book or your product just to those people who are influencers, because then maybe you're not reaching out to cold traffic, but if they see your offer enough because you're targeting them very specifically, then they might share it or retweet it, or maybe later when you reach out to them, they've already seen it because you've been targeting them specifically with Facebook ads. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. We'll move on to number 13.